once again another episode of Beyond the Cube. Of course, as always, we have the powerful one with us this afternoon, Corey Hughes. Are you doing well, sir?
I'm doing okay. That's
Okay,
about it. It's about the best I can say.
we'll take okay. We'll take it. Look, nothing's wrong with doing okay. All right. Um, we can't always be our best self or feel the best, but as long as everything's
Well,
okay, like you.
over the past month or so, we've missed a couple episodes because of me, because I had some ongoing health issues, and honestly, some days are good and some days are not so good.
Mhm.
Today is
Correct.
today is on the edge. Okay, it started
Okay.
good, but I've had to run to the bathroom a couple times in the past couple hours, and so it'd be a miracle if I make it through this show without having to run to the bathroom at least once. So
Okay. Well, hey, look, it's all good. Uh, we're having to work this thing the way we're having to work it. All right, and I'm fine with that. Okay. There's no doubt about it. Look, I mean, I picked me up a little Wendy's tonight. You see that? I got the old redheaded bitch.
hold it up again. I
So
want
I
to show
picked
you
me up a
something.
little. Okay.
Do you see the subliminal messaging there?
Um, am I supposed to? What? Red, white,
Yes.
blue?
No.
Oh,
Look at her necklace.
almost looks like. Oh, okay, okay.
Her necklace also says mom. So, on a subconscious psychological
Oh,
level, that necklace is supposed to make you feel like, all warm and fuzzy towards Miss Wendy there. So then you go buy her fucking hamburgers. So I always thought that was pretty interesting. There's a whole world of that shit, like the naked people on the box of Camel cigarettes. Like that's real
okay,
also.
okay.
There's naked people. Like when you look at the shadowing of the camel in the box of camels, there's like a naked woman with her leg spread open, and then there's a man fully erect standing within the back leg. Like I'm telling you, it's the depths they'll go for this subliminal advertising is crazy.
They said they were fully erect. Well, look,
Hmm.
besides the erectness of it, I got me a spicy chicken sandwich.
Um, okay, so back in the day when those were new, I remember when those were new like 20 plus years ago. That is not the same sandwich that you get today.
No, no,
It is
it's not.
dog shit today. Like it used to be quality or whatever. Back in the day, fast food wasn't overly dog shit like it is today. Today is the worst of what we get in dog shit. Like I actually ordered
Mhm.
some Wendy's the other day, and I actually appreciate Wendy's new breakfast items, although they're a little greasy. But Wendy's, I hear, is
You
having
get
some
your
trouble.
croissant. You got that croissant.
Yeah, the square croissant
Yeah,
is
Wendy's
good.
is in trouble. Look, let me tell you something. Okay, so I do okay as far as what I do for a job, but look, still, I mean that Wendy's meal $11. You know what I'm saying? Those the Wendy's meal used to be $6, and it wasn't that long ago. Now I know Sonic has got the $6 smasher burger deal right now that they keep putting out because I keep getting it in my inbox. But Wendy's has became almost a luxury item with the price. It's almost
Yeah,
restaurant
so
prices.
I can't help but think it all goes back to like the COVID days when they fucked us and they did that bullshit, getting the fucking boat stuck in
Oh
the
yeah.
canal, right? The whole fucking like, are you kidding me? And like that started the inflation crisis, and today we're dealing with the results of that. And the worst of it is like I'm real frugal. Even if I got like extra money, I'm frugal as fuck. And so
Mhm.
if I'm gonna eat something, odds are I'm gonna try to get delivery because I don't like to go nowhere, and I'm always doing stuff here and work and whatnot. So I try to fucking go and get stuff from like Grubhub because I get Grubhub free from having Amazon Prime, right? So I get
Okay.
that
Okay.
free bonus. We'll talk about Amazon Prime and how I love it and hate it at the same time another time. But with
Okay.
this Grubhub, I try to like look at it as like, okay, I know it's more expensive here, and if I go there in person, it'll be a little cheaper by like $2. And then is it worth it for me to buy this fucking thing? I always calculate like the difference between in person and getting it delivered. And is that difference worth it for me to sit on my ass and have someone bring it to me? And the answer almost
Okay.
100% of the time is yes, absolutely. Right. So like that's an issue if you mind spending the money. But here's another thing about the Grubhub. Like there's a place downtown I love. It's a Japanese place. They got a 3 sushi roll special with a salad and soup for 17.99 in the restaurant.
Okay.
I go
Okay.
there in person. I got to drive there. Then I got to fucking wait around. Then I got to leave a tip and all that stuff. And it's the exact same price for a sit down restaurant for me to get delivery as it is to go sit down in a restaurant because of the tip. I pay the tip or I pay the delivery fee. Comes out to be basically the same shit, right? So,
Okay.
but back to our original conversation. This all adds to the not only inflation, but people's expectations of inflation. I find myself
Mhm.
justifying these high prices often, and I shouldn't be. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh well, that's not too bad. $20 for a Happy Meal delivered. What you know? I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? You
It's
know?
it's horrendous. But when you think
Yeah.
about it, it's real bad. But you also there's not a ton you can do about it except not buy, which is what people are running into. So Wendy's has talked about this. They're struggling. A lot of their breakfast, they started the breakfast trend. Well, they started probably about 5 years ago,
I don't even know if
6
it was
years
that far
ago.
back. It
It's
should have been
yeah,
20 if they wanted to keep up with Nobody tried to compete with McDonald's 20 years ago. I don't understand.
yeah. So it's pretty recent. Um, but now because they had it where you had to be open for breakfast, and now they've rolled that back to where it's up to the individual store if they want to be open for breakfast. So the one that's closest to me, they were open for breakfast for a while, and then I just seen a note on the door today when I walked up there to it because I don't go to Wendy's that often. Um, it's probably the second time I've been in a year, but they had a note on the door that said we will no longer be serving breakfast. We'll be opening at 11.
Probably just wasn't
So
fiscally worth it.
yeah, well, there weren't no niggas there. You know what I'm saying? You getting in on the breakfast game a little late. Breakfast game's kind of wrapped up in the fast food. You either McDonald's, okay, especially we talking about North Carolina, okay, with fast food breakfast. You're either McDonald's or you're Bojangles,
What? Bojangles
or
got
Chi- or
breakfast?
or or yeah, or Chick-fil-A. Well, Bojangles sells biscuits all day, so you can get your bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit at 11:30 at night. You can go in there and get you one. Yeah, so in North Carolina, you're either McDonald's, you're Bojangles, or you're Chick-fil-A. If you're not one of those three, you out the game, dog. That's just it. I mean, that's just it. Maybe Hardee's, maybe old niggas like Hardee's. I think it's Carl's Jr. over there where you at. I think y'all got the Carl's Jr., which is the same under the same moniker or
There's
whatever.
only one here in town. There's only one Carl's Jr. You don't see a lot of them. They're like not nearly as popular as McDonald's or any of that other stuff. We got one,
Okay,
and it's
yes,
way
sir.
out by the interstate.
Oh, okay, yeah. So West Coast Carl's Jr., East Coast is Hardee's. Same niggas. So old folk like them a little Hardee's biscuit, okay? They like to gather there. They
I
like to
actually
gather at
watched a
Bojangles too.
I actually watched a YouTube documentary on why there's a Hardee's and a Carl's Jr. and how they're the same company, and it seemed to make sense. It just different markets, and that was just what they knew, and so they stayed with it. Because Hardee's bought
Oh,
Carl's
okay.
Jr. I think one bought the other, and they just didn't change them.
Right.
So
Oh, okay. Okay, got you. Oh, well, that makes sense. Well, people like to stick to it with what's familiar, especially as they get older. Now, younger people. Now, when it comes to like the bar scene, people actually like novelty. So there's a woman that told me. I guess her parents or whatever own a few bars in this town. I think it's near Wilmington. But she says every anywhere between 5 to 7 years, they shut the bar down for 2 months, renovate it, change the name, and reopen it. They still own it, but people are like, "Oh man, it's a new bar in town," and so it kind of
that's not
rekindles
bad.
that interest again.
That's pretty cool if you don't have like a dedicated, audience. Because I know, like in town in Sarasota where I grew up, there's one or two bars that have been there for like 50 years that everyone still goes to, and it's popular for what they
Mhm.
are. You know, like the Gator Club is the big one in Sarasota. It's been
Okay.
there forever. So it's interesting. It must have to do with like the local market, all that stuff.
The, kids. So younger people. Older people like what they know. So if this is like a more like a nightlife type of bar scene as opposed to I get off work and I go sit down and drink me a couple beers and have a meal type of bar scene. You know what I'm saying? So there's different types of bar scene. There's a 12, you know, 12 in the morning bar scene, and then you got your 7:30 at night bar scene. Those are two different bar scenes completely. I mean, they are not one and the same. There's two different folks there. I actually seen on Bar Rescue, Taffer was talking to one of these bars. I can't remember where they were at, but he's like, "Look, you're in a college town, so you want to be able to bring that younger crowd in, but you need to be open during the day. Get your food sales and all that stuff." So what they did is like during the day, they had the tables out, food scene, so it was more for older people, and then it hit 10 o'clock and it flipped. They moved the tables, hit a switch, and you had the strobe lights and became like a nightclub. So they were able
That's
to they were able
cool.
to attract both. Yeah.
So one thing I've noticed around here, and this is a heavy, heavy college town. I mean, this all there is here is a college town, and so a lot of restaurants I go into, like there's this one restaurant I go into called Butters. It's only open till 2 in the afternoon. Great breakfast, and they got some lunch stuff, but they got a full fucking bar back there. And you got to spend a lot of money every year on your liquor license, and you got to spend a lot of money on your inventory. Like there's a ton of these places that are just restaurants that have full bars that seems like they wanted to go like a nightclub at night kind of thing
Yeah.
and
Uh
just
huh.
never fucking happened. Um, it seems like that's the hardest
Okay.
industry, man, to get something off the ground. And I've just over the years seen so many places come and go. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah.
not only here, but Florida and everywhere else I live. That it's just like, goddamn, people still trying to figure out how to do this business. It's been around forever.
Well, it used to be a little bit easier to do. Now, with the prices that you have to charge, I mean, niggas is broke, man. You know what I'm saying? When I was a college kid, but we could go out. You pay a cover charge depending on what night you go. You know what I'm saying? They have penny liquor. You know what I'm saying? Penny beer. And pretty much what you do, you pay to get in. You pay $10 to get in, and they just have pennies behind the bar. You just go up there and get your drink. Now, when it's penny liquor, they gave you the whale shit, okay? This was some niggas made it back there in the bathtub somewhere, okay? That's what I'm just letting somebody just wash their ass in it. It won't top grade liquor. I'm just letting you know, okay? The beer, you were getting the lowest of the low, okay? You ain't getting no Michelob Ultra or nothing like that. I'm just saying, you won't get no pale ale out that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The IPA. No, brev. You getting the damn what is it that the Miller High Life. That's the type of shit you getting. Okay. Oh damn crusty ass bill. Steel Reserve. You getting that
Pabst
type
Blue
of shit.
Ribbon.
Yeah, there you go. PBR. You don't see but how many broke ass kids in the art building I seen come in there with the PBR at 12 o'clock at night. They're like, man, hey man, you want a beer? I'm like, I ain't drinking that shit, dog. Some damn Pabst Blue Ribbon. That shit right there gonna piss me off when I try to drink that.
So I guess about
So,
it must have been early 2000s, like 2002, 2003. I was still doing the maybe a little earlier than that, maybe 2000, 2001. I was doing the DJ thing. And so
okay.
I was partnering with different clubs and bars and places to do like a techno night. We'd get the door, they'd get all the alcohol kind of thing. But when I was working at the mall, our mailman ended up being my landlord, and my mailman, he also owned this bar called the Intersection, and it opened at like 7 at night, and it went till 2 in the morning.
Mhm.
And he had that real hardcore, we're at the bar every night crowd. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was
Yep.
like
Mhm.
he wasn't trying to get no new clientele or none of that stuff. He had his set people who'd come in every fucking night and drink till 2 in the morning, and that was how he made his living. And just seeing how that operation went on behind the scenes was was fun and fascinating all at the same time.
Okay, okay. Look, we frequent the bar once we became of age, maybe probably about 1 year before we became of age. Because if 1 year before we became of age, if we're '86 baby, so you could take your ID and you could make a little scratch in the 6 and make it look like a so depending on when your birthday was, but you could slide through and that shit was working, bro. So it's like, that 1 year, but before that, it was all house parties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never was a drinker, and so I never really had any real desire to get into the any bars or anything like that, and it wasn't till I was, like, 20 or 21 that I started to go to the nightclubs, and I started going to the nightclubs because I got pulled one night, I think it was my 20th birthday, maybe 21st.
Mhm.
I got pulled into the nightclub scene in Tampa where the club didn't open till 3 in the morning, and it kicked till, like, noon. I'm fuzzy. And it was like a pure ecstasy techno rave club that the cops tried to shut down for like a year and then finally did shut down.
Mhm.
But I got into the club scene because of the ecstasy, and it was some good shit back in the day. And man,
Okay.
that was a whole wild scene. But that was all when I was pretty much old enough to go to the club in the first place. I never really felt the need to like sneak in or nothing.
Right, 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 right. Well, I mean, we had a few places where, okay, so if they went in there and they marked your hand as opposed to giving you a wristband, they give you an X if you were underage, and then they would give you like a circle if you were, above 21. So we have our Sharpie with us, and we go in the bathroom and you wipe it off your hands and put your circle up there. I mean, that was it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That was it. You know what I'm saying? If we're like, man, we want to go downtown tonight. But that was rare. We stayed we did a lot of party. There was probably about 15 to 20 of us that kind of took up an entire third floor in an apartment complex. So we would just bounce from like, apartment to apartment. So the whole top floor would be like nothing but a party. And then my place would be where we played beer pong. Okay. So I always had the table set up. I make sure I turn the AC on, you know, a couple hours before we're gonna play because otherwise I have that shit off. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to save on electricity. Wait till the sun go down and cut the AC on. Uh, but we play beer pong all the time. We're playing beer pong like 5 days a week. Like we're about damn near professional beer pong players. I'm talking about when the ball would sit there and spin around the cup. Now this is before it got fancy, where you would have the holes cut in the table and the cup would be in the holes, like sitting in the holes in the table. This is just a cup sitting on the table, solo cup. The ball would spin around the cup, but but you could finger the thing out and not splash beer or nothing. Cup not move or anything. I mean, that's how dedicated we were. We go for the people's place, and somebody would come up and they'd be like, "Hey, yeah, we're good at beer pong. We ain't lost in a couple months." And we start laughing. It's like, "What y'all laughing about?" I'm like, "Y'all gonna get your ass kicked, man. I'm just letting you know. Like when you leave the table, like you won't be getting back on. Okay, I'm just letting you know." And we just go out there and proceed to just destroy folks. And they'd be like, "Man, who are these guys?" I said, "But we about to do this for a living." All right. I said, "We go to class, you know." I said, "We do that, but we also play beer pong all the time." And like we had like there was like 6 of us, high level, high level. So that was I love that time, you know what I'm saying? People always like, you reminisce on older stuff and they're like, "Would you like to go back?" I said, "No, I like it just the way it was, okay? I don't need to go back, all right? I'm old as fuck now." So I said, "I had it and it's gone. I had a Hall of Fame career, okay? This is first ballot, you know what I'm saying? Unanimous, 10-year stretch, no DUIs, no underage drinking tickets. Did get a ticket for buying somebody alcohol that was underage. All right. No accidents. Didn't get in any fights that would make me end up in jail. But that's a flawless career. Okay.
I had a pretty flawless career myself, never ended up in jail. The never ending up in jail part was pretty crazy because I've been pulled over and routine searched, you know, with stuff in the car and never got caught, you know. I drove fucked up more times than I could count and made excuses for why I had to do it. And like, it's a mirror. And then I had to, when I became a cop, I had to lie about all that shit on the lie detector. Like I had a professional career and then I became an officer. And so I had to learn how to beat that lie detector so I could lie
What do you
about all
got? What
the
what do,
privileges.
what do you got to? What's the key to that? Is it sweat? Is it heart rate? What's the key to
Um,
that?
okay, so fundamentally, you have to know in your heart the test is bullshit. It doesn't tell if you're lying. It just tells your body reactions to different things. Once you realize it's total
Okay.
bullshit, it kind of takes some of the pressure off. But
Okay.
what it does is they will ask you a series of questions. Some of them are relevant, some of them are irrelevant, and some of them are like control questions, right? So they'll ask you questions where everyone is anticipated to lie. Like, have you ever stolen anything? Even if you did
Mhm.
when you were a kid, they anticipate most people are going to say no, especially if you're going for like a cop kind of job. Most people are going to say no. And then it's anticipated your body's going to have some kind of reaction to that general question. Then they'll ask you a relevant question like, have you done drugs prior to this test or something like that? Right? Something very relevant. And then they'll compare the response to that question to the response to like the control question, which they anticipate you're going to lie on. Right. Um, and so that's kind of how they do it. And so it's a comparison of the different types of questions to the reaction, right? And so if your reaction is greater to some questions than they are to the control questions, then they know you're good, right? So I failed the first one, and they made me do a drug specific, and so I had to do a drug specific polygraph, and that one I passed. But that's a fucked up story because let me tell you this: I've taken a total of 5 polygraphs, pass, fail, pass, 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 and so I failed the polygraph, or so they told me because they wouldn't show me the results. But what the guy did was he's like, "Hey, how about this?" He's like, "You didn't pass the polygraph, but he's like, if you want to come back on this date," and it was like 2 or 3 days later, and he's like, "Bring me $100 in cash. We'll do another test."
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds shady,
What?
doesn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That
yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds like you're making some money on the back end.
Right. That's exactly what I
Yeah.
figured. And so I
Yeah.
went back and I did the drug specific, and I paid him the $100, and then I passed that one miraculously, even though I lied on every question. Total bullshit at every question through. Totally passed me with flying colors. And so that's the level of integrity you got going into the police department. But that whole test is bullshit. It's basically a trick test. If you go in there knowing the test is bullshit, you can say whatever the fuck you want because you know it's just, if you're psychologically strong like that, you can overcome the test without doing anything. Other than that, there's techniques to get over it. When they ask you the control questions, there's 2 techniques. One is that people would put a thumbtack in their shoe, and then when they got asked the control question and they would lie on that control question, like, did you ever steal anything? They would step on that thumbtack and that would cause the physical reaction to like go off the charts. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then so when they ask you, hey, have you done drugs? And you say no, you still have the reaction, but as long as it's less than the reaction to the control question, then you're good. Right. So that's one technique. And so the first guy I went to, and the second technique is like the butt clench. There's like a sphincter clench that you can do that does the same
Oh,
thing.
okay.
And so the first guy I went to, he had a pad on the seat, so you couldn't do the sphincter clench, right? It detected the sphincter clench. And then the other guy
Oh,
I
okay.
went to, the next guy I went to 2 different guys. I went to 3 times because I was trying to switch agencies. And so he didn't have the butt detector, the sphincter detector. And so I did the butt technique on that one, and I passed all 3 of those. So
Huh. Okay. This the sphincter method. Okay. With the clenching of the hole.
everybody I
I
knew
mean,
who actually talked to about this, who was a cop, everybody lied
uh-huh.
about something. Everybody, because they get to know
Oh,
you and
okay.
they know you're cool after a while, and then they'll just have general conversations with them. And one guy like banged a bunch of hookers when he was in the Marines. He was like over in Japan in the Marines, and he fucked a whole bunch of hookers, and he was freaking out because he had to lie about that. And I knew another guy who did some cocaine, and he's like, "Man, I had to lie about that," and I was freaking out. But all these motherfuckers pass, right? So the polygraph is really stupid, but it's really good in as far as it'll weed out some motherfuckers. It will. It will weed out some stupid bitches. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But
If you show weakness, that's what you're pretty much saying. It's looking for a sign of weakness, trying to break you down.
or a lot of people who know they've done a bunch of shit, will not even attempt it because they're like, "Oh, I gotta take that polygraph." You know what I mean? So it kind of eliminates it before
Oh,
they even
okay,
start.
okay, okay. Yeah, so it runs folks off. There ain't no doubt about it. Corey, I didn't know that there was a serial killer out and about.
Oh, there is? I didn't know that.
Did you know? Yeah, yeah.
You ain't
I
talking about
seen this
Netanyahu,
pop
are you?
up. Oh man. Well, I mean, I touche. All right. Touche. This was more in the spirit of traditional serial killer. All
Oh, that's
right.
cool. We ain't had one since what, the Gilgo Beach guy?
Oh, this is the one I'm talking about.
Oh, Rex Heuermann?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Oh, okay.
expected to
Alright, I thought
plead
you had a
guilty.
newer one.
Yeah. Oh, no, I hadn't heard of this guy at
Oh, you
all.
hadn't? Oh, yeah, he's been, so
Uh-uh.
this case is fascinating. The Long Island serial killer they've been looking for like 20 years. And then they ended up catching this guy because of some bullshit. Like, when you look at how they actually got him, it was like because a phone number got cross-referenced or something like that, and it led right back to him. I mean, it was really wild, but the guy definitely did it. He's definitely a weirdo.
Yeah, it's what did it say? You got 7 hookers murdering 7 sex workers.
I think that's all they could prove, but I think that's like I think there were
Yeah.
like 12 or 13 victims, something like that. So,
Okay. Yeah, man, that was a little weird because, man, you don't hear anything about serial killers anymore, like at all.
right, right.
Like, is it almost impossible to be one now?
I don't think so. I think that I've seen some statistics, and I don't know how true they are, and I think they're just guessing, but I think it's pretty. I think they think that a lot of these over the road truckers are
Uh-huh.
responsible for because they're not in the same place. They just whack people across the country. They never get linked, that kind of thing.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
I would think it's real hard to be a serial killer these days, just because you'll get caught when they look into the victim and who the victim has been interacting with over the past, say 7 days or couple days. They'll pull video footage, they'll pull phone records, and like they do illegal shit. Like they'll do blanket scans for every fucking phone that was in the area on that night. You know what I mean? They'll get a blanket John Doe, what's called a John Doe warrant, and they'll just get a warrant for every motherfucking ping off the tower in a night, and they'll see exactly who was where. And so I think it's real hard to get away with shit. You'd have to like I thought about this a lot. If I'm gonna go kill somebody, how am I gonna get away with it? Number one, my vehicles are gonna stay at my house. I'm gonna wear some kind of mask or
Yeah.
disguise. I'm not gonna have a phone with me. I keep even when I was a cop, I would think about how I would kill somebody, and couldn't really come up with a way that was foolproof at all. You know, because you in
Right,
this
because
day and age of technology,
there's footage somewhere.
and who knows if
Like
they
you
got some camera in space that they're filming everybody that we don't know about, and they could just fucking look up that footage and just be like, oh, okay, like you got to get from the murder back to your house. There's got to be a way for
Yeah.
you're caught on camera somewhere.
Yeah, you almost have to go, like, run in the woods and hide out for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, you get to run in the woods and hide out, and then, like,
Well, what I would
pop
do
up a
is
day later.
you have to have an accomplice, period. Maybe
Oh,
you could do
yeah.
it with bots these days, but I would think because you want to have an alibi, even if you're home by yourself, you have your buddy log into your World of Warcraft account and play for like 6 hours while you're fucking out murdering people and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. My phone was at my house. I was playing World of Warcraft. Fuck you. Right. So you
Mhm.
got to have something like that going on. And you got to get one of them realistic masks. You got yeah, you got yeah, you need protection of the FBI and CIA. That's for sure. Um,
Yes,
but you got to
yes,
get
it's
one of
true.
them realistic masks. I would get like a realistic mask of a black guy, right? And like everyone would think the guy who did it was black, but you got the realistic mask on. So that's what I would do, or at least part of it.
Mm. And what people usually do, they usually target well, I don't know if these women were this was the case with other sex workers, but you target people that won't be missed. Which is why I'm always skeptical on, like, they'd be like, "Oh, they had this child trafficking ring, and they got all these people that, they got all these women that, people knew, or these girls or teenagers that people knew." I'm like, that's not usually how this shit goes. You want to pick up people that won't be missed.
I remember this one, like, I don't know if it was like Unsolved Mysteries
Mm.
or whatever, but well, it was solved, so it couldn't have been Unsolved Mysteries. But they had this fucking people who owned a big farm. It was out in the Midwest somewhere, and they would have migrants come out to the house and do farm labor, and then they'd fucking kill them, and that would be it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He came and worked for the day, and I didn't see him since. Right, like so, and those people wouldn't be
Oh, you
missed
could
at
do it there
all.
with illegals, with some illegals. I could see how that could work right there.
See, I would think if a serial killer would have a field day in any one of these sanctuary cities with all the migrants because they could just go
Oh,
around
that is a good.
they
That's
could
good.
go around whacking them or whacking the homeless. Like there's places where there's homeless everywhere. Bro, you could
Oh
totally get
yeah.
away with killing the homeless because nobody gives a fuck.
Oh yeah, that's true. Now this old Gilgo guy. I mean, of course he's married with 2 children. Most of them are just they look innocent. Well, he was kind of fat, so he didn't look that innocent. He looked a little weird. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He was actually
Oh, let me pull
interviewed
up.
on some news show like years before for his architecture work. He worked for some big architecture firm.
Yeah, let me show you this nigga. I mean, he looked like he might be in some bullshit. Look at him. Oh yeah. If I was sitting there on jury, oh yeah, he did it. I don't need to see anything. I just look right there. Oh yeah, he did it. Yeah,
But
most definitely, most definitely.
he was into like some swinger lifestyle. He would go to these swinger parties and fuck all these people. Um, and yeah, he was a real interesting guy to say the least.
I like he said that. He was a really interesting guy. Oh man, that's pretty good. But the era of the serial killer it looks like it may have maybe at an end. Okay, as we
I don't
know it.
know, like, well, there's a couple ways to look at it. Number one is serial killer stuff like inherent in the population permanently as just an aberration genetically or something? You're inclined to want to kill people. Is that a possibility? And if that is a possibility, then
Okay,
that serial killer can't go away. He's still around. They're not going to fight that urge because we're not in the serial killer era. The other
all right.
way to look at it is all the serial killers were fucking in the military and that they were all MK Ultra. That's another theory. Like Bundy
Okay.
and fucking Dahmer and a whole bunch of those guys were like in the military. So who knows if they were, you know, indoctrinated into that
Manufactured.
manufactured, yeah.
That's
What
a
if they
good
train
point.
it? What if they MK Ultra a guy to be a killer, but he doesn't work out to what they want, and then they get him out of the Marines, they wash him out or whatever, and then he got all that fucking training and and the
Oh
psychological
yeah.
conditioning and you know then there's the weirdos like Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was military, but that motherfucker was cutting off heads and putting them in the fridge and like
Yeah, but that's some
dissolving
wild.
bodies and like I watched the first episode of that Netflix series or HBO or whatever the fuck it
Mhm.
was, and all I watched was the first episode. I didn't need to get any further because they showed him picking the guy up, killing the guy. The guy escaped. He gets arrested, and then like the rest of it, I'm like, okay, that's good enough. I don't need to know anymore.
Man,
But yeah, he was like a real weirdo, man. Like just like Ed Gein. Ed Gein was
oh
like one of the
yeah.
first, and that was who like Leatherface was based on. And that motherfucker would cut your skin off and like have your skin like he would wear your skin, and then like
Yeah.
he had a lampshade made out of like a pelvis and a fucking spine, and the lamp was at the top of the spine. Like he did weird shit. Like that's you're broken, and that
You're
was
you're
back in the
fucked
day
up.
when they didn't know nothing about the serial killer stuff back then. So
Oh yeah. What's the most famous one? The Zodiac killer because they were never found.
a lot of different ideas on the Zodiac killer. I haven't really kept up with all of them. Some people say there's a suspect or multiple suspects. Other people say they're not connected in any way. There was even one guy who was like, there's a guy who put out a book years ago that basically said that the killings were not related, but that a guy who worked in the coroner's office was submitting the ciphers, right? Like the coded language stuff, and that
Uh-huh.
the coded language stuff was actually sending messages around the world for the CIA for other things. Yeah, that was one
Oh,
theory
okay.
this guy came up with. Because yeah, they had a guy
Okay.
in the fucking coroner's office who was ex CIA, right? Military intelligence, whatever,
Mhm.
ex CIA, and he was blamed for putting out the ciphers, and it had something to do with like the cocaine trade in Saigon or something weird like that. But that was one theory.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think that's one where we're not really any closer to
Right.
knowing, you know.
Well, they made that movie on the Zodiac killer, and unfortunately, you know how it ends. Nobody gets caught. It's just like, it's like, oh, and the mystery continues on. Let's see. We got DD News 119 said there were several who went to the same military doctor while stationed in Germany. So I mean, we got some
That's
Overlord
interesting.
stuff going on here. Overlord got a little issue. Also said there's a former LAPD officer claimed his dad was the Black Dolly killer and the
Right.
Zodiac
So
killer.
that's
Okay.
That's George Hodel, I think the guy's name is. That one I know about. That one. So the Black Dahlia, I'm convinced is a Jewish ritual sacrifice. She was cut. They drained her fucking blood for ritual purposes and ditched the body. Um, that one,
Huh.
the George Hodel guy is. I think he was a cop, and he investigated his dad, and his dad was like a doctor, who allegedly knew the Black Dahlia, Elizabeth Short, and so he thinks his dad did it, and he knew his dad was involved with some weird ritual shit,
Mhm.
and yeah, probably dude hated his dad. That's probably true, but that guy was definitely involved in some weirdo shit, weird Hollywood fucking sex party stuff. So, but who knows? Um, I think it's when you look back at these type of killings way back in the day when they weren't prepared for that kind of thing forensically or otherwise. They
Mhm.
always make for good mystery because something like that would be solved in 10 minutes today. They'd pick up a goddamn image on a fucking Tesla riding past or some shit, you know?
So it should be solved in 10 minutes. That's man said a Ring camera snap a photo of you. You'd be like, "Damn." 'Cause I thought you couldn't use the Ring cameras.
Yeah,
Technically, we can't.
that'd be the answer. They'd be like, eh.
Yeah. Well, what we can and can't use is up for debate, okay? I mean, in situations such as this, national security, we have to do what we have to do. Isn't that the way it is? Isn't that all you got to say? It's a matter of national security.
That seems to
Once
get
you
you off the
say
hook for
that,
everything.
yeah, once you say that, the gloves are off.
I'm gonna
That
try
means
that
you
next time
just
I
do
get
whatever
pulled
you
over
want
and get
to.
a ticket. I'm gonna be like, I had to for national security.
Well, the national security. Well, look, we got the ICE agents out there. They're doing the TSA work right now in some of these airports, and whether you like the TSA or not is it's not really what we're debating. But can niggas figure out what they're gonna do? I mean, either let the private sector go back to patrolling the airports or pay the TSA. You need to do one or the other. Okay, I mean it's just like
So there's no reason for TSA to exist at all. The system worked fine.
with the private
It,
security, right?
it wouldn't have
They
stopped
had a
them on
private
nine
security.
11. Yeah, I'm just
Hmm.
how it all was everywhere. Or even police, even local police. Have police there, whatever. Hire some extra local
Hmm.
cops or something. But they've never caught a terrorist ever. Like nothing. And like all those guys who go through there and their job is to like sneak stuff by to test them. They always get shit
Hmm.
through, whether it's knives or whatever the fuck. So it's been a complete and total waste of money. It's been so dumb having people take their shoes off. I don't think you got to take your shoes off anymore. I think that's the
Oh,
one
okay.
change they made. You don't got to take your shoes off. But now you got to get this X-ray thing where they can see your balls
Okay.
on the TV screen.
Ho, bud. What I got to check my package for? All you had to do was ask. I pull it
Or you
out.
can get like fondled, one or the other.
I bet they want to do the fondling. They said,
Oh,
"Look,
here's my
man,
thing with
I
ICE. Like
prefer the fondle."
I completely support ICE getting every goddamn migrant out of this fucking country.
See?
Um, and completely fuck their due process. Like fuck their if we had to implement due process for every one of these fucks who snuck across the border, it'd be something like 600 years to process all the people who came in. That's just not fucking feasible at all. So if you came in here and skipped the fucking line, you need to get the fuck out. And if they got to just grab you and deport you on the spot, I'm okay with that. I don't give a goddamn fuck. Um, I can't believe there's been such pushback to what ICE is doing. It's unbelievable. Um,
Yeah, that was weird. Like people rooting against their own interests just because it's tied directly to somebody who is Republican. I'm just
right.
like, but them being here illegally and getting money off of the system is directly against everything that you want. You know, I mean, it's
And like,
like
how
it
do these
doesn't
people?
benefit you at all.
Like I swear to God, I don't understand how we've made it as a country this far, and like you don't have like everywhere you go, you like don't have to prove citizenship, right? Like to get a license, this is the big one. To get the driver's license, you should have to prove citizenship because that seems like you don't in some places. And just
Mhm.
that driver's license alone should be good enough, but it seems not to be. So we haven't really had the need to check for citizenship when you go get an apartment or a bank account or anything. But nowadays, fuck, dude, like any bank that gives a bank account in America to a non-citizen fucking get their charter yanked. Like you just shouldn't be able to do it
Mhm.
at all. So I don't really see how the fuck I don't see how it's gone this long without being addressed. I think it's a major fucking problem. And so for me, the big problem I have with ICE being at the airports, which they should be at the airports, but not under these circumstances, not because they're fucking
Right.
and like
Mhm.
we got like a partial government shutdown and DHS isn't funded. What are you talking about? What nonsense are you talking about? You print money out of thin fucking air, but you can't pay your ICE guy. Like fuck right
Yeah,
off
it
with
don't
your
even make no
politics.
sense. It makes no
No.
sense at all.
It's all
Like,
appearance. It's all political appearance and posturing and fuck, dude. We need an Adolf Hitler to come into power and just put all these fucks to death.
it's a legend too. I mean, we're not talking about the true death, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about the alleged one. Damn. Well, look, man, it's ugly. Okay, it's ugly on multiple fronts. All right, and when we get into the our main topic tonight is going to be who we believe is currently winning the war. We're not going to get into it right this second, but that's going to be our main topic at hand. But as far as the war that we've got going on here, um, we're currently losing that war here on the home front because these niggas ain't doing no better than what they were a couple years ago. I mean, it's just, I'm just like, damn, man, this shit would like, I feel like it'd be such a layup if you just give people just a little bit of a bone. You know what I'm saying? Just throw a little bit of a bone out there. This would be a layup. They'd love you forever. They'd be like, oh man, this is great. But instead,
Man,
you go the
like a couple
opposite way.
like 3 or 4 months ago, like it's speaking of throwing you a bone, like 3 or 4 months ago, I went down to Denver and I filled up my tank for $2.05 a gallon. And I was like, yeah, Trump or
Yeah,
whatever.
there
I
you
was like,
go.
yeah. All it took was fucking $2 gas. And I'm like, yeah, something's happening. And I felt good about it. Well, I don't feel so good about it
Th-
now, of course, but
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it don't take
oh
much, man.
man,
It don't take much to keep us, not revolting.
yeah,
It really don't.
maintaining power is so easy, man. You just make sure people can enjoy life. That's it. Can you enjoy life? Damn, when you make every second of the day miserable and niggas having to work 4 or 5 jobs, you got a man, he's having to Uber, okay? He goes and works at Walmart because they only doing part-time. Then he stocks some shelves at Food Line. Then he might do a Uber Eats run. You know what I'm saying? Then he might damn sell his asshole on the weekend. He don't want to, okay? He said, but I gotta put it out there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get the rent paid. You know, rent due in what 5 days. Rent first of the month coming up. So I mean, so we got to get out here and do it. Guy, you look at all the women selling pussy now. All right, they just all putting it out there. I don't see nothing but soggy booty all day. And look, I'm fine with it. If you want to put your soggy booty up there, it's all good. I mean, I'm gonna take a peek at it. But I'm trying to take uh, whether they got a boyfriend, a husband, whatever. The first thing they posting is that butt. They putting the soggy booty up there, but I'm just like, I said, I got to sell it. And some of they men telling them to sell it, which is weird. Okay. Because that kind of goes against our territorial instinct.
Yeah.
But look, That's neither here nor there. That's how you do like prostitutes, not like your girl. But I don't know. We're fucked up right now. Okay, that's all I do know. But yeah, I mean the economy could be doing better. All right, and you know how it would be doing better if you cut some of the damn costs. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, but if the prices just fell just a little bit, so somebody felt some relief, I guarantee you they buy more shit. Folks will end up spending the money regardless. They just be able to buy more of your shit. I
Yeah,
mean,
you'd think.
that's what I'm saying. It's like Dead Man Walking said, going out for grab a pussy or getting easier in crisis time. Oh yeah, you can grab you
Well,
one for a nominal fee.
well, it seems like whenever this hard financial times, women sell their ass and guys sell drugs. That seems to be the out
Oh yeah,
for the most people. Not most, but a lot
oh
of
yeah,
people.
oh yeah. Well, it's the easiest way to get cash. And there's no and if you're a woman and have any type of like social media presence, like you're automatically doing an OF and probably spreading it. And somehow people's got money for that. That's what I'm still trying to figure that out. It's like niggas is broke all over the place, but you got enough to send this chick $10 a month to see
People
her
always
bust it
find
down.
money for their vices.
I guess that is true, whether it be drugs or whatever. So they always find money for that. That's true. That's true. I didn't think about that. But I just think it's dumb because I mean I still go back to this, man. It's free. Like it's free. It's free. I'm just like and it's free, man. I mean, I'm just trying to I don't know if people know this or not. Maybe I just need to spread that out for people. Hey guys, so let you know, you don't have to pay that $10.99 a month. The shit is free. Just like you know,
So,
man.
and especially with them OnlyFans girls, like I don't care, name a OnlyFans girl, any fucking one of them. You go to Google and you put in what's her face nude, and like there's a bunch of sites of nothing but leaked OnlyFans. So you any chick is out there on OnlyFans who's selling it, it's already free. Somebody stole it and posted it elsewhere for
Yeah.
free.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You wanna help your favorite creator. I get it. You know what I'm saying? She's my favorite creator. But the stuff's free, man. I say that's what ads are for. Okay. Yeah, that's what ads are for. But hey, to each their own, man. And the thing is that the they got folks that's asking for specialized content, and they're paying extra for that. They send chick $5,000, $10,000 for I need a specialized video for me. I'll send you 10 G's. I'm like 10 G's, like, bro. How specialized this thing gonna be? Am I gonna be there? That's the only way this thing gonna be specialized, and I don't think it's worth 10 G's.
Yeah, like
The truth.
people like that just have too much money because like you can get a hooker for a couple $100. So like to spend that much money for a video is ridiculous.
I don't think people want to feel the real thing no more. It's almost like Demolition Man. You know, when they put the VR glasses on, Stallone and Sandra Bullock they went to have sex, and he's like, "All right, I'm ready to go." It's, all right, here you go. It's like, what am I gonna do with this? Am I supposed to wrap this around something? I mean, what you want me to do with this? Oh yeah. The OnlyFans guy died. The billionaire, the 43-year-old, he dead.
Like, how the fuck you 43 and have $1 billion and you still died of cancer? How does that work? I mean, that cancer must have really wanted your ass. Like, as if I had $1 billion, I wouldn't have health problems at all. Zero. I would be like, you can cut that shit out, give me some drugs, I'm good. Like, I'm interested in knowing what his story is, as far as that goes, because I don't see how Jesus Christ, 43 and you got $1 billion and you still dead? Like, you did something wrong.
It's the man you fucked up. That's all I know.
It's so weird though, because karma seems to hit some people and not others, man. Like that seems like a karma kind of thing, but I'm sure there's some other Jew
That is
running the
true.
shit now.
That's true. And the thing here's the thing, man, and I know it sounds bad, but you can really make a lot of money by just letting other people exploit themselves on your platform if you create the correct platform, and that's what he did. That's all
Yeah,
he did.
but here's another thing. You can that's the only site that gets attention, but like every single one of these porn sites have that same feature. Like you could any one of them you can
Right.
upload your own shit. So I don't know what they hate on just OnlyFans. It wasn't the first, it didn't start all this shit. You could have been doing that shit on other platforms. There's people making millions of dollars posting their own shit on Pornhub, you know? So
Yeah, and, well, here's what I do know, okay? I remember this, and I think I made a video on it. Was it around? I think it around 2021. OnlyFans was like, "Yeah, we're gonna restrict the spicy content, because we don't want to be known for that." And boy, people were in a uproar, Bo. They were like, you thought it was the end of the world, like everything was ending. And then somebody tapped on my man's shoulder and said, "Hey, dog, we gonna cease to exist with these chicks put their asshole up here." I'm just letting you know, we don't make that kind of money from wholesome content. Now, I understand people like, "Oh, well, there's other people over there. There's people over there cooking." I was like, "Well, is she been over?" I mean, that's what we want to know. I mean, I get that she's cooking, but what is she cooking in? Okay, she cooking in a bikini. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's a comedian. Oh, okay. Is she doing comedy in a thong? I mean, you see, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this thing out. All right. I get what you're saying, and I seen what they got. They got celebrities. They got their own OnlyFans page and stuff like that. And so, that works for them. When you're a celebrity and you're known and you got a platform, people just automatically pay for your stuff, whether you've got good content or not. It doesn't matter. That's what I've seen. Like, if at some point in time you were in like the NBA or the NFL, UFC, anything that's name recognition, and somebody's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, they play such and such," people are just automatically gonna go to your shit. Like, you really don't have to do a lot. You just got to set something up, and that's it. And people will be there, and you'll be somewhat of hit. You'll have anywhere between 30 to 50,000 people, watching your videos if you're on YouTube. I see all the guys who go up there and former basketball players and all that stuff. They create a podcast or something. They put it on YouTube. Within a few days, they got 30 to 50K. I mean, it's like automatic. It's like gold. So, you know, we got right here recently where UFC guys have been talking about, you know, the amount of money they've been getting paid and all that stuff. I was like, well, you got one of the best opportunities compared to anybody else for the simple fact that you're in the UFC. You got name recognition. So you can pivot off that and do whatever you want to
mhm.
just
Like Jake
because of
Shields.
that.
Like
Yeah,
Jake's doing real good with his stuff. He's doing real good. I've talked to him
that's what
about
I'm
his
saying.
numbers. He's doing real good.
Mhm. That's what I'm saying. So you got an immediate pivot. It's like Jake Shields, UFC. Oh yeah, I know Jake Shields. Boom. You got people there. Like so that platform helped bolster you because you're able to build a brand because you're related to it. So sometimes people just look at you know the dollars and cents that come in, and I get it. That some of those people probably should get paid more, and that's fair enough. But you also got to realize is that opportunity you being on that stage just opens the doorways for many other things that people would never achieve without that.
Right.
Or if they did achieve it, you have to fucking bust your whole ass. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He had to bust your whole ass. So, Dead Man said that the hub is owned by a Jew Canadian lawyer, Solomon Friedman,
Mhm. So
co-founder
that's an
partner of
interesting
Ethical
story
Capital
because
Partners. Huh?
Pornhub was like one of the first of those type of sites where everything was free, and people uploaded stuff. And it was started by some guy who was just uploading shit in his fucking bedroom, and then he was getting sued by all kinds of fucking people. And yeah, then when the Jews bought it off of him, all those problems went away. Kind of funny, huh?
Okay. Well, I mean, some stuff like that happened. We also got DD News said, "Did you see the meme photo from a missile strike that read white smoke over Tel Aviv means Israel has chosen another OnlyFans CEO?" It said he has been chosen,
Oh, I
but
bet you they
they
chose.
should.
They're Jews. They fucking chose the replacement like a year before he died. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, will it be a woman? What do
If
you
they were
think?
smart, it would be because then she could use the woman empowerment shit, to deflect
There
some
we go.
responsibility. So
There we go. I like the feminism aspect. Moving towards that women empowerment. Oh, the more naked you get as a woman, the more empowered you are. Um, I watched this one chick's one video, and then all of a sudden she's on my timeline all the time now. But she's talking about, being a hoe. She's like, you know, just because you're 50 don't mean that you can't have your hoe era right now. I don't know what type of advice she's trying to give folks, but I don't know if this is it. I mean, I guess you can do what you want to. I think that's probably a better time to do it than younger,
well,
but
I think that women in their 40s and 50s are older, more mature. They have less hangups, and they're willing to throw down like now. So
oh yeah.
I think the level of promiscuity in women is probably off the charts between like 45 and 55.
Oh yeah, I
That's
can
my
believe
opinion
that.
anyway.
I can believe that, 'cause especially if they've been fixed and or if they went through menopause and they know they ain't gonna get pregnant. And then that's when it's on. Okay. The guardrails are taken
Yeah.
down. All right. It's like you can come get some today. Okay. I'm just letting you know. And I don't care because they ain't gotta worry about no baby. And they actually said that was it STDs run rampant like in the older community because
I
anybody
think that's a
using no
myth.
rubber.
I
That's what they
think
say.
STDs are a myth.
Oh
STDs aren't real.
damn.
I ain't never seen one in my life. It's
Well,
like
that's
Bigfoot. I
good
just keep
that
hearing
you ain't
about it.
seen one. Didi News said, but if a woman runs it, it would be terrible. Hefner's daughter killed Playboy. Yeah, it's because she put some dude on the front cover. I said, why is there a dude on the cover of Playboy? Some trans nigga. I said, why you got a dude on Playboy?
It's about
Like
killing
this
our
is for
cultural
guys.
icons. But
Yeah.
there's some talk about fucking the Playboy Mansion in Hefner being like a kind of Epstein, where there's all kinds of blackmail stuff going on because people would go there, go to parties, get fucked up, do drugs, sleep with chicks. So I could see that being the case.
I can believe that. I can believe that. But look, here's what I do know is that a lot of people were there of their own doing, okay? I mean, they already knew what the deal was when you walked up in there. You know what I'm saying? And don't try to play me. You know, I seen there's a couple of those chicks was like, oh well, he took advantage of me in my youth. And then I like Kendra Wilkerson. I think that's her last name. She's like, I was broke, I was homeless, and this old dude said if I had sex with him, he'd give me a certain amount of money a month. And I said, all right. And I had a
That
place to
sounds like
stay.
a that sounds like
I
capitalism
said,
in effect here.
yeah, I said, I mean, I appreciate your honesty, and you ain't like the rest of them. What was it? Holly Madison said, "Oh, my autism is what made me fuck Hugh Hefner." I said, "To what? Your
Fucking
autism
retarded.
made you fuck the old guy?" I said, "Come on now." I said, "We got to do better than that." You know what I'm saying? If you gonna tell me a lie, give me one that's believable. That's all I'm saying. So I found out that I was autistic, so that's why I showed my titties in Playboy 20 years ago. I'm like, man, we got to do better than this. Okay. I
I
mean,
thank God for Playboy because I got to see all kinds of actresses' titties when I was growing up.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was one of those things you had to do. Like if you were a well-known actress, you had to get on Playboy. That elevated you.
Best of all time in Playboy was Jenny McCarthy. Oh my God,
You think so?
oh God, yes, she's to this day she's fucking amazing.
I don't know. I was a Cindy Margolis guy myself. Cindy Margolis had a show that I would stay up at night. It come on like 12 at night. I was a Cindy Margolis guy.
I don't even remember her.
Yeah, she's tough. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull something up without her actual titties out. Uh,
So does Playboy have anything? Playboy is still around. I mean, can you still get it? Does it have any pull or sway, or is it just trannies, or is it back to naked chicks? Because I know they went to like bikinis or some bullshit.
are they in bikinis now?
I don't know.
Only? Yeah, I'm not sure, man. When they went just digital only, yeah, Cindy Margolis. Yeah, this
Oh,
was her right here
okay.
when she did the Playboy. But yeah, that was the one. That was the one right there. Okay. DD News said I still have the Jenny McCarthy Playboy calendar up. Okay, there we go.
The best, dude. The
So
best
we
of all
got
time.
hey, we got somebody else who agrees with your sentiments. You know, this that's the top tier, the best of the best of the best, sir, with honors. You know what I'm saying? As Will Smith said. In Men in Black.
I
I
love that
miss
movie.
fun movies like that. I miss fun movies like that. Those movies were fun, man.
One of my favorite movies of all time, and I still don't know why, is Men in Black 3. I fucking love Men in Black 3. I probably watched it 15 times.
Okay, okay.
Maybe it's Josh Brolin as fucking uh, Agent K. I think that was it. He's great.
Oh
Josh
yeah,
Brolin. Josh
yeah,
Brolin,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you got your. For some
God damn
reason,
it.
your camera tries to.
Yeah, I gotta put it back on non-autofocus, but I'll do it after the show.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, so we're gonna jump into the main topic, okay? And of course, you know, Iran versus Israel versus the U.S. or Iran versus everybody else. That's what I'm assuming right now. Who's winning? Because
Um,
both sides say they're winning.
so I don't think it's so much about winning as it is who has um, more control over the situation.
Hmm.
And it's clear that Iran has full control over the situation. They will take the poundings in Tehran and other places, and they will survive. And so, right now, the latest that I've heard is that there's an invasion being prepped. They're sending a bunch of Marines. They keep talking about
Oh, here we
taking
go.
this Karg Island. They keep talking about taking Karg Island, but if you they've been announcing they're going to take Karg Island forever. So why are you going to signal that to the Iranians? And if they're signaling Karg Island, they're obviously going to go somewhere else, is what I'm thinking. So the only place they have access to really is the southern coast of Iran, which is goddamn light years from from Tehran. And we haven't really heard anything about the fact that Iran has a million fucking soldiers in the IRGC. A million. A fucking million. A million.
Hmm.
Like, that's a big number when you're talking about people. It's almost hard to comprehend how many people that is. And we're going to send 5,000 motherfuckers to do this? Like, even if we send 10 or 20,000, what the fuck is that? That's nothing. That ain't
You
shit.
know, you know what they're sending them with the discombobulator. They ain't been hit by that. They gonna hit them with that shit. Them niggas gonna poop their pants and fucking freeze.
That's some
Man,
interesting
look,
stuff for
I
sure.
guarantee you they got some shit, man. Something is afoot because it sound like you said, it sounds weird. It's like now I know they got a whole bunch of soldiers over there. You said just gonna send 5,000 niggas. That's it. Yeah, that's all we need. What? So are you sure? Yeah. Well, what the fuck do you got? That's what I want to know. Do you got the Ark of the Covenant? Are you taking that over there with you? You know what I'm saying? And opening that shit up. A fucking radiation bomb. It's some type of weapon, damn it. So y'all got that shit. Like, you seem confident in an area where you shouldn't seem confident. They know the terrain. Because isn't it mountainous terrain? Am I correct? Iran.
It's unfucking believably mountainous. Like, when you look at that whole big country, um, it's all fucking mountains except for a little patch in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what? How the fuck? Dude, there's no fucking way, man. I just don't see how it's possible. Um, so when you look at how big Vietnam was, Vietnam is like an eighth the size of Iran or something like that. And they sent millions of motherfuckers there and lost.
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be worse. I don't see how things can drag on for years like they did in people didn't have war burnout. It's like between the late 60s, between World War II and the late 60s, it's like people forgot. You know, they just forgot that war sucked and we didn't want to do it for years. And they seem to be okay with letting Vietnam stretch on forever. But the people today know better. Like the people on X seem to understand what's going on better than the people in government based on what they tell us. Right. So everybody
Hmm.
knows Israel pushed us into this and Iran didn't have a nuke and didn't try to make a nuke. That's goddamn, that's might as well be written in stone. But the government keeps lying to us and telling us the opposite. So people don't have they don't have the stomach for this anymore. And they're going to vote out anybody um, who is pro-war. I think.
Hmm.
Don't quote me on that, but it's possible. So Venezuela is another one. That one kind of happened, and no one talks about it anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nobody. But the one thing that I did hear, which was weird as hell. I don't even understand how this is the case, but I guess it came from the courts that the U.S. can't use the oil from Venezuela. Can't sell oil from Venezuela. I'm like,
Well, we can't use the own oil that we take out of the ground here in America. We sell that and we buy oil, which is weird.
right.
I don't understand that. That seems to be
No,
a
it's
problem that
because
we need to fix because someone can
yeah, because it
obviously use it.
says yeah, because it says our oil is not the type of oil that we actually need for our infrastructure. And our infrastructure, the refineries, they never changed them over to capitalize on the oil we have here because of, lobbying and bullshit like that.
So is it just me or is the whole world held together with like fucking duct tape and glue?
That's
That's what
what
it
it
feels
is,
like.
man. Like, I don't get it. Like, if I'm a country, I'm like, how can I be as efficient and proficient at everything that I need just in case some shit goes down? Like, energy is number one. Food, nigga, if you can grow some potatoes, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna make it. All right. So I mean, we can do that. All right. We seen what happened when the potato famine hit. Niggas was dead. All right. If all you keep potato in the ground, you're gonna be good. But when it come to energy, bro, you need to be energy independent, completely and totally, 100%. You need to figure that shit out. That should be the first thing you figure out. But I mean, folks just like it's just bullshit for a long time. Or they have somebody lobbying. Oh well, you know, we can buy it from somewhere else for just a little bit cheaper. Don't you want to keep that extra dollar in your pocket? They said no, because then I'm out here looking at the Strait of Hormuz and people's asshole is tight. You know what I'm saying? Now I hear something about
Also,
them. Hmm.
I have a feeling that we engage in some commerce with certain countries, whether buying or selling goods that we really don't need to, but we do it for political reasons. I wonder how much
Right,
that impacts our oil. Like, do we buy the oil from places we buy it from to maintain political alliances? You know,
right,
instead of
right,
doing our
right.
own thing. Like the whole political posturing thing has gotten out of control. It seems to the detriment of the people.
Yeah, like so we went through the whole thing. They shut down. Biden shut down that pipeline. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't heard nothing about the pipeline being reopened back up.
Yeah,
But they
I
shut
guess
down
that
that whole
pipeline,
thing.
and I guess that pipeline didn't have anything to do with getting oil for us, but it
No.
played a role. So the whole oil OPEC thing seems like a big scam, but it is what it is. And but it seems like we have a role to play in that international oil moving and selling and buying and selling thing that ultimately keeps the price where it's at, which is we just have to play our role, even if the system is fucked up and complicated and stupid. When we don't play our role, the prices go up and then the populace gets angry, right? And so it seems like we're stuck in this system that's not efficient, that's easily manipulatable, all to maintain
Yeah.
international standing, which is weird because Trump doesn't seem to care about that. So, but asking
Yeah.
Trump to rewrite
Nothing.
the entire system is was like too much to ask.
Yeah. Nothing gets assholes tighter than when gas goes up over $1 a gallon. It's like,
And we had really kind of, I think, just over the past 10 years, gotten used to the $2.50 to $3 gas. We just kind of
hmm
psychologically got used to it because I remember when Bush invaded Iraq and there was like a run on gasoline and it was like gas went to 350 and everyone freaked out. This was like in
Oh
2003,
yeah.
right? But today 350, especially if you get in like premium, is about standard. Um,
Oh
now
yeah,
at
yeah.
the
Three
gas
fifty
station,
premium. Yeah. Hmm.
I went up to the gas station and it was like four here in Fort Collins. Premium was like 447 and diesel was like $5, which is like,
Hmm.
and that's where that's where everything's fucked up. Diesel is the least processed gasoline. It's fucking crude. It's basically it, it's the least processed of all fuels.
It
There's
costs the
zero
most.
reason. Yeah, it costs the most. There's zero reason for it. I mean, back in the day, diesel was the cheapest. Not anymore. It's
You
exploited
know,
because it's needed by all the trucks.
yeah. Not only that, but diesel you usually get more miles to the gallon. So I'll be damned we gonna let you have some cheap diesel around this mofo. Okay, there's just no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So you got to think most a lot of diesel vehicles, especially if you got if you're going like with your cars that were diesel and stuff like that. People are talking about getting 40, 50 miles to the gallon on their diesel cars. So, and you don't really see diesel cars anymore. They were doing that at
No.
one point in time, but they kind of snuffed that out. They snuffed that completely out.
It never pass
So,
emissions, I don't think. I think that's the issue. But emissions should be
oh
going away
yeah,
anyway because Donald Trump got rid of the whole ruling that emissions is a problem. So I don't see why we ain't got emissions going out the window with these days.
yeah. Well, I know that here in North Carolina, a lot of the counties have went emissions free. It's only the places where it's like a whole bunch of people at. So Raleigh, Durham, Cary, where's the other place? Charlotte area. They're technically still emissions counties.
So there's a law. So because of the tight fucking shit in California, all those guys who own the classic cars,
Hmm.
like Jay Leno, they have problems registering their cars because they can't pass emissions, and so they're trying to pass a law out there called Leno's Law, like Jay Leno, to make it so
Hmm.
that cars can be exempted from those rules, which usually they are, but not in California. The whole
Well,
emissions thing pisses me off. The whole global warming bullshit scam pisses me off that people even think it's real at all. Like it's so fucking stupid, the whole thing. So the idea that emissions are fucking things up are so dumb. Now, if you want to talk about pollution, okay, I get you the pollution angle. But the emissions causing global warming, you can fuck right off with your nonsense.
Corey, let them say their piece, man. They're trying to make the case here. They said, listen.
It's propaganda. It's New World Order
Look, when
propaganda bullshit.
when they were telling me cow farts is fucking us up, I was just like, okay, y'all, y'all, yeah, okay, we're getting out of hand, ain't we? I mean, it's like, this is a bridge too far now. Oh, we need to kill the cows because they farting and they putting emissions out. I was like, all right, I'm done talking about emissions. Okay, all right, that scrapped the convo for me. That was 100%. So there's been some rumblings about potential some countries getting together and creating a canal to bypass the Strait of Hormuz. Have you heard
Uh,
the
well,
rumblings on that?
yeah, but I've also heard okay. There's a couple things here. Like Israel has been talking about for years, doing this kind of thing to compete with the Suez Canal. Because the Suez is in
Mhm,
Egypt over here, and right next door, you go through the Red Sea, you take a left to the Suez, and you could take a right under this theoretical canal that would run actually right through Gaza. And so there's some speculation that this part of the Gaza thing is they're clearing it out so they can build this canal because then they'd be able to cash in. Any ships going through there, Israel would get some money. So that was kind of the idea. I
mhm.
don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. But it's that don't matter anyway because they got the Houthis down in Yemen at the southern tip. So anything connected to the Red Sea can just be shut down by the Houthis at any time. So there's no real point in doing that.
Oh, and doing the canal.
Yeah, because if it's connected to the Red Sea, which is what they're talking about, then it's pointless because the Red Sea ultimately will be controlled by the Houthis at the southern tip. And as soon as Iran picks up the phone and goes, "Yo, shut it down," they shut it down. It's that simple. So it wouldn't bypass Iran at all.
Okay. So you saying that the Houthis and Iran they in the clique together?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is the rumblings. Now, will it happen? Will it not happen? I don't know. But I don't see how people were not thinking of a contingency plan a long time ago. Most of the time we just do shit. Like people just do shit. Like I just went, yeah, I'm just gonna do that. It's like, well,
Well, one thing you
you
have to
know there's
remember
some
is
shit
that
that could go awry, right?
the Israelis have been trying to get America to do this for like 40 years, like no joke. And so nobody was dumb enough to do it. Not even fucking Biden, not even Obama, and Trump. His level of compromise by the Israelis, or by the Jews, I should say, is just unbelievable. He's an Israeli agent, our president. Like fuck that guy to death.
Man said agent. Okay. Hey, it ain't looking that great. Okay. Currently. And once again, like I said, it's like we don't even really get shit through the Strait of Hormuz that comes here. That's the shit that's just weird.
Right. Well, the problem is, like I was saying earlier, it's one big interconnected system.
Right.
So if it affects anybody, it ends up affecting us, even if it's just through prices and OPEC and all that stuff. You know.
Yeah, and I think from what they're saying, they're like, no, the strait is pretty much 99% secure. It's just the fact that there's a 1% chance is what the issue is. Because that 1%, that one missile that hits $1 billion ship, then all of a sudden, the main thing they're saying is they can't get insurance on the ships and all that stuff. Like the insurance will pull out. What do they say?
Right.
Lloyd's of London. Lloyd's of London. It's the ones that.
So you'd think that at this point in time, the Iranians are letting everyone through except for America and Israel, ships connected to them, and they're charging $2 million in Chinese yuan. I don't see why every single one of them goddamn ships that's stuck there, who's like in the strait that needs to get out. Like I don't see why don't they just pay the money and get the fuck out. They should just do that. Just pay the 2 million and get the fuck out. And then all you'd have left are American and Israeli connected ships, and then they can deal with
Hmm.
them in however they want.
Oh, gotcha.
But some people are saying that there's a lot of different ways to look at it. Like some people say there's a delay in the prices. Like we're going to get hit with much more expensive gas like weeks down the line because there's a delay in how this stuff works.
Uh
But
huh.
also, I've seen other people saying that the prices aren't going to the moon because Iran is letting people through, and our government's just lying about it. Our government's saying, what they got to say to keep the population behind the war. So
Right.
who the fuck
And
knows?
that's
This is
what's
the thing that pisses
weird.
me off. This is the first time I think that we've had a war where we really didn't know what the fuck was going on.
No
They've kind
clue.
of been somewhat transparent with the other excursions, but not this one. Not this one.
Like there's no clue at all because every day you hear something different. And you hear something different from different agencies. Like it ain't even close.
Yep.
Like,
And you got pilots who were shot down in like Kuwait and Iraq and stuff. Where are those pilots? Are they dead? Are they captured? Are there hostages that you're not talking about? Like, what the fuck is going on here? They're really not telling us shit, and then they're lying. And if Netanyahu's dead, some people are saying all the videos of Netanyahu are AI, and they're all fake,
huh.
and that he's really dead. Because like so what happened is there was a bombing at his house. Shortly after that bombing, the presidential plane took off and then
Mhm.
circled for like 4 hours. Then after 4 hours, it went to Berlin, Germany. The plane is still in Berlin. It never left Berlin. So why is
Huh.
Netanyahu's plane in Berlin for 2 fucking weeks? Why? Where is he? Is he in Germany? Is he dead? I mean, what? And then you got his son who's like posts on X like 50 times a day. Like that date for 7 days, he didn't post anything. And that's supposed to be some Jewish shit where you can't use technology and more because you're in mourning or something like that. And then he started
Mhm.
posting again on day 8. So there's a lot of indications that he might be dead. And all the videos do seem suspect. So, but there's another thing. We've never had a situation where our government lied to us about who's dead and who's not.
Right.
Right. So we don't know what the fuck's going on over in Israel. Today it came out that the head of the IDF is saying that they're on the verge of collapse, and that was released in the Haaretz, the Israeli newspaper. So
Huh. Well, it's from what I seen right up here, it said Iran hit Israel with 7 missiles today,
that's it. They can do better.
including some equipped with cluster bombs.
Um, they're really dragging this thing out, man. Like they should just fucking take them out. Like just launch everything at once.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and I see what you're talking down here. It said Houthis say they're ready to join Iran war and they could block another critical shipping route. The Houthis. Them damn Houthis. Hold on. Man, this is some nonsense right here, but only the NY Post. Trump confirms Post story on intel that Iran's new supreme leader, Majtabi Khamenei, may be gay.
Yeah, that's propaganda. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
They put it out there and say, "Hey,
So he's
y'all know y'all can't
probably
let no gay folks around there."
he's probably in Russia. He's probably fine because he's probably in Moscow. So the speculation on him is that he was in a place that got bombed and that he was injured and that he was flown to Moscow to be medically treated. Um, Nobody, obviously, we don't know what's true and what's not, but that seems fairly reasonable. And the fact that they're not talking about him at all, other than to call him gay, tells me that they know they didn't kill him. So if they didn't kill him, the odds
Right?
of him being out of the country might be pretty good.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey, look. I mean, I give it to him, man, because allegedly, all the Iranian leaders been getting blown up, and they just got another ninja just sitting there just waiting to take over.
Hmm. Yep. What I'm curious about is what kind of communications. How are they talking? How are they communicating?
Mm.
They can't. They're obviously not all in the same place. They're obviously spread out over the country. Um, they got to have hidden underground bunkers that these people are spread out in. How are they talking? Are they talking? They're not on the internet. What are they? How or are they on the internet? How are they communicating with each other? Is what I'm interested in. How are they maintaining their command structure?
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I mean, like the minute one of them dies, like somebody else is right ready to go and talk right into the microphone. I'm like, there ain't no way all y'all niggas is get on the microphone.
And then there's like two of them. There's one guy who like talks to the Western press who's like pretty clean cut, and then there's like a military guy who's out there and he's like, "Trump,
Mm-hmm.
you're fired." Have you seen that guy?
Oh yeah.
That guy looks tough. I wouldn't want to fuck with him. Um, so these guys aren't getting taken out, and they're in Iran somewhere. So obviously, the intel Americans have isn't that great if they can't take out the two spokesmen for the fucking military, because that looks bad when you take out the spokesman.
Well, not with the negotiator. I'm not sure if they're part of the negotiators or not, but they said that they took the top 2 negotiators off the kill list for now.
Well, they have to because they kept killing all the other negotiators. They'd have a negotiation meeting set up, and then they'd kill everyone.
It's
I'm sorry,
oh
this is some
man.
bullshit, man. Maybe we should go back to like the battlefield and like stand there and fire and get in line. Maybe we should do like go back to the old British way of doing it.
Yeah, there you go. It said whoever was left. Won't none of y'all left. You know what I'm saying? How'd any of y'all win? It's like, well, we keep running towards each other, and then eventually, the firearms wouldn't be feasible because you have to pour the gunpowder in and stuff and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so guys, let us know your thoughts. Who you believe is winning? Okay, winning said war, alleged war, conflict, operation, whatever we're doing. All right. And DD News said the Saudis want us to take out the Houthis. That's their price for support for this. So I don't. The Houthis are still going strong. Okay, they said we're here. We're here for battle. Okay, we're here to get right. We ain't afraid to get down. We ain't afraid no scrap around this motherfucker. Okay, we're the Houthis. Niggas is silly, man. I'm just like, I'd rather be doing something else. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all rather be doing something else, like some fucking or something. I mean, that's all I'm saying. We just always out here worried about making a bomb and having to do this and that. And if dudes just worry about getting some punani, then we'd be good. But no, we got to be about this bullshit. So that's all good. Before we get out of here, Corey, I told you last week we got the Marvel Cinematic Universe dropping Spider-Man Brand New Day. Want us to watch this trailer? I want to get your thoughts
Okay.
on this trailer, okay? For the Spider-Man Brand New Day, and people out there in the audience, you can give us your thoughts as well. All right, so let me get this thing pulled up. There we go.
I can't believe our first hit MIT. MJ, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
I can't.
I knew it.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
What the hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Quit your whimpering. Suit yourself. Mother.
Go home!
And sometimes Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart. What is happening to me?
Oh, God.
Excuse me, Dr. Banner. I need your help.
What did you say your name was?
If DNA is mutating,
It would be enormously dangerous.
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see. Stay out of my way.
you're losing it, kid.
And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of rebirth.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ,
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
friendly neighbor.
What you think?
I don't know. Number one, that bitch is busted. Okay, MJ is busted. She always been busted. Okay, just give us a cute little blonde hair white girl like everybody wants in the fucking movie. Get rid of this fucking. I don't know what the fuck she is. Got one name and shit. Fuck her. But other than that, I never really liked the whole concept of everyone forgetting him. I thought it was kind of weird.
No,
No,
everybody
I
forgot
need,
Peter Parker. They didn't forget Spider-Man.
right. I need to go back and
Mhm.
rewatch that goddamn fucking film with him and Doctor Strange, because I don't know, it just ain't sitting well with me. I don't know him now. All of a sudden, he's mutating. What's going on here? Are they getting desperate? Is this just because they got to make a movie every 5 years or lose the license? I mean, what's
Yes,
going
they
on
do.
here?
Yeah,
And
that is it.
and they're borrowing people from the MCU. How is MCU allowing that to happen? How the fuck
Yeah,
is
yeah. So it's technically Spider-Man's part of the MCU as long as they allow Sony to make the movies.
so they can borrow characters from Marvel? They can borrow
Yes.
directly from Marvel Studios.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yep. That's
That's
a trade-off
interesting.
because Marvel knew they needed Spider-Man. Like it'd just be weird to have your
Sony's
Marvel
done a much
Cinematic
better
Universe
job
with no
than Marvel.
Spider-Man.
Sony's done a better job at Spider-Man than Marvel's done with everything. And it's their shit, which is fucking weird because everything sucks today. So I don't
Yeah,
know. We'll
because
see.
Sony also made some terrible movies. I mean, I guess they were you could watch them, but they
Like
weren't the
Madam
best.
Web.
Morbius, Madam Web, Craven
Did
the
they have Sydney
Hunter.
Sweeney?
Yes.
Okay, then that one's good. Just because of her.
This nigga. We said we'll allow that one. Okay. Yeah. We will allow that one. So Spider-Man Brand New Day. We'll see. I mean, I guess that's a summer blockbuster. Okay. That's gonna be your summer blockbuster right there. Uh I could see that one I could see that one making $1 billion.
I don't know
Everybody
if
loves
anything's making $1
Spider-Man.
billion anymore.
And it's look, hey, it looks like they're bringing that one more back to where you wanted it, which is streetwise.
Right.
Like it's gonna be in these streets. So maybe that'll cater to what you were talking about, not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
so maybe that'll be the case. So here we keep our eyes out on that. We appreciate everybody being with us on this episode of Beyond the Cube. When day 0 hits, I'm gonna have a different background behind me. It's probably just gonna be an empty wall at that moment, but I'll be in a fresh place. Okay, right here shortly. And I need to get the internet set up at that place as well. Corey, let them know this book is coming out shortly, the volume 1, volume 2.
Right. So volume 1 will be out April 6th. I had a conversation with Chris, and he thought it would be better if I released them on different days. So not at the same time. Like it'd be too overwhelming for people, or like people that want to go buy 2 books at once or something bullshit like that. And it made
Okay.
sense. So I think we're gonna the second one might be a week or 2 behind it. I've been working on it all day today. I'm almost done with. Let me see. There's 6 chapters in the book. I'm almost finished with the first one. It's taken me longer to do this second edition, the second book, because there's a lot more. When I'm explaining the assassination using the documents and photos, I'm dumping a ton of stuff in there. So that'll be out. It'll definitely be out in April, but maybe like a week later or 2 weeks in maybe mid-April.
So
Maybe
more
I'll
towards
release it
the
on
end.
April 20th, Hitler's birthday. So you never know.
Okay, that's my birthday too.
Oh, you got Hitler's birthday, Ziegel.
Yeah, somebody else told me that too. I was like, they were like, man, you got Hitler's birthday. I was like, well, I appreciate that, I guess. And they were like, do you smoke weed? I was like, not really, no. I was like, okay. What's crazy about that? The first person who told me about 420 was my damn what was it? Guidance counselor that I did teacher assistant for my senior year in high school. She asked me when my birthday was. I said April 20th. She said 420. I was like, yeah, it's just a day. So you know what that day is, right? Like, no. And next day smoke weed. Smoke no weed? Nigga, I went to work at Hardee's. What you talking about? Like, I work 40 hours a week at Hardee's. I'm not smoking no weed. Guys, be on the lookout for that Awarded from History, Volume 1, April 6th. That Volume 2 will follow. I mean, you might even do it 2, 3, maybe begin in May. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Okay. But make sure you're in store for that. Later this year, keep your eyes peeled. Lee Harvey Oswald in black and white. Is that going to be a volume 2? Well, how you going to volume that? It's going to
Volume
be
2.
volume 2. So it's going to be technically a volume 2 on that. Bloodyhistory.substack.com. And if you like your World War II history, Corey Hughes is your man. He's got all that stuff for you, bringing you content daily. CoreyHughes.org. Everything I do, xq420.com. Appreciate everybody for being with us. We will catch y'all Sunday at day 0. Peace out.